There has been a different winner in each of the last 9 Cup races at Sonoma Raceway, site of today's Cup race. Those 9 winners have been Kasey Kahne, Jimmie Johnson, Kurt Busch, Clint Bowyer, Martin Truex Jr., Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick. Will there be a 10th different winner at the road course? Here's all the information for today's race. All times are Eastern. Start. Olympic gold medalist Jonny Moseley will give the command to start engines at 3:01 p.m. The green flag is scheduled to wave at 3:13 p.m. Distance. The race is scheduled for 110 laps, 218.9 miles, around the 1.99-mile road course. Stages. Stage 1 ends on lap 25. Stage 2 ends on lap 50. Pre-race schedule. Garage opens at 10:30 a.m. Driver, crew chief meeting is at 1 p.m. Driver introductions are at 2:20 p.m. National Anthem. Broadway Under the Stars in Sonoma Valley. Transcendence's Maggie Canceller will perform the anthem at 2:55 p.m. TV, radio. Fox Sports 1 will broadcast the race beginning at 3 p.m. Coverage begins at 1:30 p.m. Performance Racing Network's radio broadcast begins at 2 p.m. and also can be heard at GoBrand.com. SiriusXM NASCAR Radio will have PRN's broadcast. Forecast. Wonderground.com calls for a high of 80 degrees and a 0% chance of rain at the start of the race. Last time, Kevin Harvick led the final 22 laps to win last year's race. Clint Bowyer placed second. Brad Keselowski finished third. Starting lineup. Click here for full qualification results. Here's a look at who the NBC Sports staff is picking to win today's Cup race at Sonoma Raceway. Nate Ryan. Martin Truex Jr. He probably had the best car at Sonoma last year. His team closes the deal this season. Dustin Long. Kevin Harvick. No one can stop him on an oval or a road course. Daniel McFadden. William Byron pulls off a shocking win in his first Cup race at Sonoma. Dan Beaver. Jamie McMurray seesaws through the field, but gets track position in the closing laps. Justin Haley survived 2 late race restarts to win his first career Camping World Truck Series race in the Eaton 200 at Gateway Motorsports Park. His victory was aided by a push into Turn 1 by rookie Todd Gilliland, who finished second. Johnny Sauter finished third to score his 10th top 5 finish in 10 races. Myatt Snider and Zane Smith rounded out the top 5. Smith was making his first career truck start. Click here for complete results. Johnny Sauter maintained his points lead with a third-place finish, extending the advantage to 73 points over Noah Gragson, who finished 10th. Brett Moffitt is third in the standings and has 2 wins to his credit. Grant Enfinger and Stuart Friesen round out the top 5. Haley climbed from 8th to 6th in the standings with his win, but more importantly that victory gets him a berth into the playoffs. Click here for the complete points standings. Justin Haley won his first career Camping World Truck Series in a 3-lap shootout at the end of the Eaton 200 at Gateway Motorsports Park. With 7 laps remaining, then leader Noah Gragson took the bottom line on a restart. That lined Todd Gilliland up behind Haley and proved to be the difference for both drivers on the front row. Gilliland pushed Haley hard into Turn 1, but contact between Gragson and Gilliland allowed Haley to gain the advantage. A kick caution for debris forced Haley to survive one more restart, this time with Johnny Sauter lined up beside him. In a 3-lap shootout to the end, Haley held on to the top spot. Gilliland got around Sauter for second. Sauter finished third. Myatt Snider finished fourth with Zane Smith rounding out the top 5 in his first career truck start. The race was red flagged on lap 119 to clean up fluid from John Hunter Nemechek. He ran over a piece of debris that punctured an oil line. Justin Fontaine spun in the oil with Tate Fogelman sliding in as well. The incident had lasting ramifications. On lap 132, Brett Moffitt and Ben Rhodes were battling for 5th. Neither driver wanted to go high into Turn 1 because of the speedy dry roads crowded Moffitt and both made contact with the wall. Rhodes stayed on track. Moffitt pitted but was able to climb back into contention for a top 10. Stage 1 winner, Grant Enfinger. Stage 2 winner, Christian Dex. How Justin Haley won. Haley lined up in the outside groove with 7 laps to go and got a bump from Todd Gilliland that pushed him to the lead. From there, it was simply a matter of surviving one more restart with the veteran Johnny Sauter lined up to his inside as Haley led the final laps. WHO had a good night. In his truck debut, Riley Herbst scored a top 10 finish in 8th. Jesse Little finished 7th, which was his 4th top 10 finish in the last 5 races. In just his 3rd truck start and first since 2015, Chad Finley managed to stay out of trouble and finished a career-best 6th. WHO had a bad night. Dalton Sargent cut a left front tire and pounded the wall with 2 laps remaining in Stage 1 after contact from Todd Gilliland. Matt Crafton developed an alternator issue at the end of Stage 2. They changed the battery and resumed racing, 4 laps off the pace. On lap 76, Stuart Friesen got loose underneath Christian X and spun him into the wall. Battling for 6th on lap 98, Friesen and Johnny Sauter made contact on exiting Turn 2 and Friesen spun into the inside wall. Grant Enfinger started on the pole, led every lap of the first stage but cut a tire in the closing laps and finished 7 laps off the pace in 21st. Notable, it was a difficult night for young guns. In his 2nd career truck start, 17-year-old X was wrecked during segment 2 after contact with Friesen. Making his first start in the Tuck Series, 18-year-old Fogelman was collected in an accident triggered by Nemechek's blown engine. Quote of the night, "We had to change the battery. The alternator's done. I don't know, they're still trying to science it out, I guess. You know, it's a big cost for something we spend a lot of money on, and there's just no excuse for it. Our day is pretty much over. We'll use it as a test, go to Chicago and try to kick their ass there." Matt Crafton's crew chief Junior Joyner after an electrical problem plagued them at the end of Stage 2. What's next? Overton's 225 at Chicagoland Speedway at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on June 29 on FS1. Performance Racing Network broadcaster Wendy Venturini is recovering in a hospital after she was struck by a car while jogging Saturday morning in Novato, California. Venturini suffered a skull fracture and a concussion. Doug Rice, president and general manager of PRN, told NBC Sports on Saturday night. Rice told NBC Sports that Venturini's prognosis is very good. "I was there, at Marin General Hospital, and heard the doctor tell her that." Rice also said, "She's completely coherent and conversational, and I have talked to her on 2 occasions today. They told her she would have a really good headache for a couple of days." Rice said that Venturini is expected to be hospitalized for a day or 2. Venturini became the first female to serve as a co-anchor for a NASCAR Cup race in September 2014 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. She was in California to be a pit reporter for PRN's radio broadcast of Sunday's Cup race at Sonoma Raceway. She also has served as a booth analyst for PRN broadcasts this season. Venturini became the first female broadcaster to call an entire race on a national level during the July 2007 Cup race at Sonoma Raceway for DirecTV. She also has reported on NASCAR for Speed Channel and Fox Sports 1. Today, PRN's at Wendy Venturini was out running in Sonoma, CA and was struck by a car. Her prognosis is good but will require a few nights stay in a local hospital. Please offer your thoughts and prayers, as we are, for a speedy recovery. PRN, at PRN Live, June 24, 2018. Follow at Dustin Long and on Facebook.